No,
Next time, send them out.
believe it or not, I went to a funeral today, and I dressed up in something that wasn't blue jeans and a t-shirt. Gotta make it a colorful day. You like that? It was either this one or the one, it was this shirt or the one that's got, my Vegas shirt that's got all the card decks on it.
Yeah.
How about that push it a little bit? And I left the store open short.
We stay show up.
Say what?
At least they show up. Wear whatever you want.
I like the way you think. I'm not wondering why, but
And my mom's school, this gal came in and she had short shorts on and cowboy boots. I was like,
really?
it's nice, I mean, I didn't know who it was, but the nicest gal ever. You know, that's big, it's not cheap.
Another big thing. The first time I got married, I wore a suit. I seen how that turned out. I haven't worn a suit since. Love my mom and dad, but I dressed up very nice and casual, but no suits. Yeah, after that, I'm like, I haven't heard another suit again. That just turned out too well.
Oh, yeah.
That was the problem.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, good. Oh, Lordy.
Can you believe it didn't rain today?
Today's not over.
Oh, okay.
It's not going to. I just watched three weather. We're good tonight.
Not going north of us.
Yep. It'll catch the northern part of Detroit. And we're gonna be fine, but the system out in St. Louis is gonna come get us maybe tomorrow. Late, then heavy rain Sunday morning, clearing up into a beautiful day. With a high of 80. I watched 3-4 different weather channels, and I get confused on what I saw. I don't even know why I bothered. Time you get done, so what's it gonna do tomorrow? I don't know, I just watched it.
Yeah, looks like Detroit's getting rain.
Yeah, it was showing it coming across. We were up at Eaton Rapids, and went across just north of there and headed to the north side of Detroit.
Seven o'clock, let's rock and roll.
Everybody ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like the treasurer said, it's 7 o'clock. Let's get started. Got the recorder on. One with the red, yeah. All right, we call this meeting of the Milan Township monthly meeting to order for June 9th, 2022 with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, let's start out with our public comment. Anybody's got 2 minutes? State your name, where you're from. If nothing now, we got 5 minutes at the end of the meeting. And we'll proceed from there.
Is this me now?
Yep, you got 2 minutes right
Okay,
now.
That's all I need, because I don't want to take a lot of your time. My name's Tom Walentowski. I'm with Dundee Community Schools. Representing our administration. Our superintendent has us go out and meet with every municipality who has voters that live in the Dundee School District that would possibly be voting August 2nd on the bond proposal that Dundee Schools has out. He put together a pretty extensive PowerPoint presentation, which I will give to all of you. I won't go over all of it word for word because it would take about 45 minutes. And I don't think you want me to take that much of your time. However, he does also have, these are flyers that, sure. These are flyers from the Citizens for Dundee students that they put together, which is a little bit more succinct on what it's all about, so anybody that is voting or is interested, these are a little more straightforward, I think. Basically, this bond vote that's August 2nd is to maintain the current bond rate, which I think is 5.73 or 5.37, which is what it was in 2021, but to extend it out. I think it was supposed to expire, I know it was supposed to expire 2030, and this is to extend it out to 2037. So the per year amount that Dundee School District residents would be paying won't be any more than what they paid in 2021, but the distance of it will be extended out longer. Reasons for it, the main reason driving it is the overcrowding that is now happening at the elementary school. In Dundee schools, the elementary and middle school are housed in one building that used to house all three programs, high school, middle school, and elementary. And the high school in 2003 went to a new building, and the middle school and the elementary have the existing building, which is now every classroom is full. So this fall coming up, they have to add portables for the growth, and they have to add two portables for just this next year coming up. And those portables cost you a couple $100,000 the first year and about $100,000 every year thereafter. So the first driving point of this is a 10-room addition to the elementary school for overcrowding. And then if you look on the gray part on the flyer, it also talks about, after adding the new stuff, is upgrading the air quality for the existing elementary middle school, reconfiguring the bus loop to get it off of the roads to make it a little safer, adding a safer vestibule entrance for the high school in light of a lot of things that have gone on lately. And the last thing is the middle school pool has to be renovated because its drainage system underneath is completely unusable.
Okay.
So that's it.
Appreciate you update anybody. I'm sure you're available if they got questions from Dundee.
Yep.
Yeah, I know your superintendent's been here in the past. Dundee does a pretty good job of their school compared to some other school districts.
It's one of the few districts around right now that is growing and growing extensively. The incoming kindergarten for next year will be 200 students. It used to be somewhere around 120. The last few years it's been somewhere around 170, 180. And this year it's over 200.
Saying something good for them. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Okay, now move on
Do you
to,
want me to leave it? As far as-
If you want to, I'll take them, put them in the foyer over there.
There you go. Okay, thank you.
thank you.
Under new business, he was down for the first thing when he jumped.
There, we got it down.
Approval of the agenda presented, any additions or changes necessary?
Yes, we need to talk about solar, please.
Okay.
So why didn't you send me a notice to add?
Because I didn't, my internet isn't working fine.
Okay, we'll just add it, we'll talk about it, that's. Add solar. Any other additions or changes? Motion to approve is amended, moved and supported, all in favor, aye. All the same time, motion carries. Minutes, everybody read the minutes?
Yeah.
Any discrepancies, changes, mistakes? Hearing none, a motion will be in order.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second that.
Moved and supported, all in favor say aye.
Uh,
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Disbursements, Barb.
Okay, we had $12,888.82 in bills that were paid, and we had a payroll of $8,609.71. The total disbursements for May, $21,498.53.
Any questions on that? Hearing none, I'll move to accept the disbursement report.
Support.
Move to support, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same time, motion carries. Fund balance, Joe.
Almost.
Okay,
General funds got 367, 165, tax accounts got 117, 160. Fire fund has 176, 918, road fund has 214, 770. Nothing else has changed other than the one CD from Flagstar for 65,000. We got 1.5% on that now instead of just 0.2.
whoa,
Yeah. Other than that, combined total is $1,361,576.68.
what was that 60, the good CD you just rolled over, what was that from?
It's just a Flagstar CD that we have. See all the middle ones there?
Yep,
Then the 5267 is the number on it.
yep, okay,
And I just put the percentages on the side so everybody can see what they are.
sounds good. Any questions for him? Hearing none, a motion be in order to approve.
I'll make a motion to accept the financial report.
Moved and supported, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. OLA building inspection report.
5 permits were issued during May totaling $445. David Friend worked 9 hours at the hall, made 4 inspections and issued 5 permits. Brian Oswuski made 1 plumbing inspection. There were no mechanical or electrical inspections. Expenses for May totaled $528. And the
Any questions? Hearing none, a motion be in order to accept. Bob made a motion,
I'll second.
Bill supported, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
All the same time, motion carries. Okay, the assessors report.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, other thing she online, okay.
Yep.
Yep, hello. Okay,
Your turn.
hello. I finished verifying the residential class sales utilizing the new and improved GIS Connect Explorer pictometry technology, which is amazing. So if anybody wants to look at it, stop in and see me on Monday. I will move on to the agricultural class in July and August. Other work, I submitted the residential sales information from the verified sales to the county equalization department to determine the starting ratio for the residential class. I rolled over the assessor database to 2023 from 2022. I'm currently working with Joel, the treasurer, to finish setting up the 2022 database in preparation of printing and balancing for the summer tax roll. I filed Milan Township's L4029 tax rate request form with the county clerk and the equalization department. I'm organizing field work for the 20% field work review through July and September. Analyze land values for residential land sales and establish economic condition factors for 2023 assessment roll. I'm preparing for the July Board of Review, which is tentatively scheduled for July 19th at 1:00 p.m. Just a reminder that July Board of Review a mistake of fact, principal residents and qualified ag appeals, veteran and poverty exemptions. I'm currently gathering the L4029 tax rate request forms and asking that you forward those to me as you have in the past for the clerk's 591 statement, which is due in September. So that's all I have. Any questions?
I have no questions. Thank you, ma'am.
Motion to accept the report.
I'll send it down.
Moved and supported to accept the assessment report as presented. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Oh, I-
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Hold up.
Thank you.
You do the fire report? Okay,
You may have the other.
well, I appreciate that. Basically, it boils down to we, at our last board meeting, went over the budget for the fire department, wanting an increase so they could add 2 10-hour shifts with 2 people on it. We did vote to approve it, and all 4 did not agree with it. The city of Milan turned it down, so we will remain with our lower money, which is, I think, better for all of us. It's gonna be delayed until things change. Bottom line to it, it was turned down. So, everything else went just like our normal meeting. Can't think of anything else to say about it. So, that's in the report. Motion to approve,
I'll make a motion to approve that.
I'll support it. Moved and support, accept the fire department report, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Unfinished business. Ordinance enforcement officer, have you heard from anybody yet?
I got a resume from Mr. Nepomuk from London, and he has a question. He wants to know exactly how many hours we would want him, and I already told him that it would be on an as-needed basis, and I can't tell him how many hours, because it might be 1 hour, it might be 3 hours, it might not be anything this month. And I didn't know how the board wanted me to direct it to him.
That's actually a good question, because if you're gonna go check that, if it's complaint driven, he checks out at that time. If it's just a mail letter to give you a forewarning, that's really, doesn't take long to write up a letter to say you need to comply. So how does London, did you ask Denny or anybody how they handle it or pay them?
Well, he works kind of, it's a while back when I talked to her. I had to send him a letter, remind you again.
I guess what my question is,
It's not
how
gonna
long
be-
does he think it'll take?
Well, it says, it says here, it's been on such a busy few days, so he didn't think this to make any quicker. If you were to consider me, I would like to ensure that we carefully review the time commitment you will need to make sure I can fulfill it before taking up too much of your time. Please find my quickly updated resume, which he sent me. Please do not leave a message unless into that. But I just don't know how to answer him because I told him right at the start it would be on an as-needed basis. I just go back and tell him it could be.
I guess I guess I'm asking if he want a flat rate. I can't see where you're gonna build a lot of hours going around and telling somebody. Do you have something to say on how that works?
I was gonna say, in London, he has set hours, but not only is he our code enforcement officer, he's also the zoning administrator. So he does both jobs within that allotted amount of time.
So he works for you how many days, 5 days? Or-
No, they keep changing their hours. I know he's there for sure one day, possibly 2 days a week. But it's not it's not a really long.
It's not an 8-hour shift. or
No,
anything.
Yeah,
no,
that's what he told me.
but he does have set hours because he holds both positions.
Okay,
He said he doesn't, so maybe on the off days from you, he could work the bus.
Well, he's also our assistant assessor, I believe, too.
correct, it says it is, right, he's,
Yeah,
he
so
got quite a few
he
duties.
does
for-
have hours for that, but I don't believe his hours are set for that. They're only set for the assessor.
I guess I would reply to him that, how long do you feel you need to have to do this job? There's gotta be an idea, I mean, that chair's out of place, that chair's dirty, that chair's dirty. They could either look it up, send them a letter, stop and see them. I guess what I'm saying, what is it, an hour per complaint, or?
That's a awful hard one, but you would say a couple hours a week would probably cover the whole thing.
I would think so, but that's just me thinking.
I don't even know, he didn't even have to come in for, say, for a day, you can just do it all over by phone. If we have a complaint, we just somebody we could call and say, here, there's a complaint.
We can email it to him.
Right, you can email it and then you can take care of it. So as far as, hours, my gosh, that's,
It doesn't appear to take a lot of hours, he's not gonna get a bitch on the hours.
right. Yeah, it's, try it.
The other thing is he could do it on a temporary basis for 3 months or 6 months and see how it works for him and us.
Well, I was kind of thinking of a trial period, but I'd like him to say, I want $50 a month to do it for 3 months, or 100 or whatever, give us an idea. Because if we just give him $17 an hour to fill out paperwork, he can fill out a lot of papers in an hour. That's what I'm saying, it's,
Where's the resume?
what?
Where's his resume? I want to see if we have a place in there. I didn't see one.
Well, he's got a lot of credentials or something we don't need. I say, let's, I don't necessarily want to table it, let's find out what he would be willing to do and what he's offering. And then what he wants for doing what he's gonna offer. That makes sense?
Do you know how many hours he does, or roughly he does?
4 hours, 10 to 2 on Thursday is what it's on the website.
Thank you. Because that's what I was about to look it up.
I know, that's what I was trying.
Well, if that's what he does there, let's give it a 90-day trial at 4 hours a week.
Right.
At the office and do the same thing, if he can handle all of their stuff
4 hours, pick your day, whatever day you want to.
and put it on here that he'll be available.
1 day a week or 1 day a month.
4 hours a week is what
Yeah.
they're saying.
Yeah, he's there every week.
Can I just ask a question?
But
Can I ask a question? What would this person be doing? I know you said.
the ordinance enforcement
So
officer,
he would like go around and enforce the ordinance that we have in place? Is
that
that
we
what
have in
his-
place, but our ordinances are complaint driven.
Okay,
So somebody has to file a complaint and then it'll go to him.
okay,
We'll see how he works out, this is me talking.
Yeah.
See how it works out, and if there's any problems, as Mr. Bogey has said in the past, up north, they've got one that drives around and just looks. But let's step into it with seeing how, and again, this is me talking, step into it with 4 hours a week in the office and let people talk with him or if we can just tell people, if you got a complaint, contact the zoning officer or the enforcement officer at the hall on whatever day and his hours.
Yeah, we would pay them the same rate we paid Dave Friend.
Well, yeah, the employee is correct. How's that sound?
I think he's gonna have an extra 3 hours on his hand.
Well, I do too.
Oh, I do too, but you can't ask a guy to come in for 1
Right.
hour,
I get that, yeah.
get a half day show up pay. So I guess I'll make the motion to try to clarify everything I just said.
And do it on a trial basis.
On a 90-day trial basis, 4 hours at the hall with advertised hours. See how it goes.
I'll second that.
Been moved and supported. I'm not gonna repeat it, confuse it. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. New business. New business?
The Dundee schools already,
Well, he already did it.
okay, you've got your agenda there.
Yep, well, I'm just going,
You're gonna go after the Dundee superintendent.
I passed that, I'm just saying, I guess we'll go to the Monroe News request.
Okay. I received a notice that was sent to you and to Joel. And it said, oh, I sent it. I guess,
They want to know if the Milan Township is supporting the pride
I
flag.
tried to see who all, was in here. They want to know if we are going to be flying the pride flag for the month of June. We asked you if we are flying it to let them know why we're flying it. If we are not flying it, they want to know why we are not.
And then
You're in trouble either way.
he called me again yesterday. And I told him that our meeting was tonight, I would bring it up, it was not an individual decision, it was a township decision. But that I felt that we were flying the Stars and Stripes, one flag for all Americans. And that's what we would do, because otherwise, I said, I don't want a front yard filled up with poles of BLM, Army, Navy, Air Force. You do one, you do them all, and fly to your house. My flagpole broke. The Stars and Stripes covers all Americans. What you do on your own is up to you, not us to decide. That's my view.
Okay. now,
That's what I told him.
Did you tell that to Andrew Sanders?
Him and some girl too.
Okay.
They kind of echoed me, and I told them, I said, it's one flag, that's the way it works.
That's fine. I make a motion and say one flag covers all.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and unanimously supported, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Okay, digital perspective contract, that's Chris with our computers.
Yes, we got the contract. It's a little bit higher than it was last year. I guess it's about, 1 year contract. It was 250 last year, and it's gone up to 285. So
That won't even cover the gas from Ohio to get up here.
that's all they raised. So,
Well, Kevin, you've dealt with it more than any of us. He seems to be, what do you want to say? Proficient in doing it right. I have no problem with renewing the new contract. I'm making a motion to accept the new contract.
You know, if you call him, he's right here.
Right, he's very
So
good.
you're not gonna get anything better than that, so. I'll second that motion.
Moved and supported, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Also under new business, I left my phone in the truck evidently. I think I forwarded it to you guys. I got a email from T-Mobile. Wanting to take care of our phone service, 5G, all dependable. I haven't responded to it. Like I said, I forwarded it to you guys. You get a chance, read it, but table it until the next meeting, until we can find out. I'm gonna talk with him and see what he's really talking about. But right now, we're with Verizon for our internet.
Right.
Here, and I think isn't the phone system operating off Verizon?
Yep.
So I'm just gonna get him to send information on what they actually are allegedly promising and see how it compares if we're even interested. I think the way I read the email, it was geared more toward big townships where board members and everybody had phones and they were gonna save them all money, which would be ideal, but the township don't buy our phones, so there would be no real saving unless it was on the landline system, because that is a wireless carrier now. So you get a chance, read the email I forwarded to you. I just did it, so I know we don't have time. And we'll table it till next month and I'll find out, have it present something that kind of explains what he's talking about. No, not the table, just we're gonna table it and see what they really got to offer. He didn't send anything concrete. And it might not even pertain to us.
Gotta go back to old, under old business.
Yep, now we go back to discussing solar. Olga, what do you want to bring up?
I want to make a motion to extend the moratorium for solar and wind turbines for 12 months. The planning commission has a Herculean task of revisiting the solar ordinance, wind turbine ordinance, and the
Master plan.
master plan. If it gets done quicker, then we can end the moratorium. And if it takes a year, then we're covered.
What I said, how long? 12 months? I think that's way too long.
Get anything done on it.
I think we have to give the planning commission to move on the master plan and the ordinance, and they could be working on both right now, and they just don't come prepared at the meetings. Nope, they're not doing anything, they're dragging their feet, and I just think we want to continue the moratorium, maybe 2 or 3 more months would be okay, but
Our, the planner, when he talks about the master plan, when we send it to our neighbors, that takes 2 months for them to reply to us, so we can't do it in 2 or 3 months.
Well, let's do it in 6 months. I would support
luck.
6 months.
Good luck.
I just think that's
Well,
too long.
we can extend it beyond that if we need to.
Bob, you're on the planning commission. What has the planner done?
Well, we're working on the master plan and the related stuff. Matter of fact, I got a whole dump from a bunch of people here. So we're moving forward on it. I don't think it's gonna take a year.
What are you doing on the ordinance? The ordinance shouldn't take a year to get it done.
The ordinance won't take a year. All we're doing is just tweaking it.
Okay,
What we're working on right now is redoing the master plan
I understand that.
so that it fits within the ordinance. Okay,
I just think we're dragging their feet in the planning commission on it.
well,
I mean,
wait, if we get done before 6 months, it doesn't matter. We can always come back and, say we don't need it anymore.
But at the rate it's going, they're gonna take 6 months and ask for another 6 months. See, I'm not moving forward. Everybody comes to the meeting and nobody's prepared. I mean, to sit here, I've been there to the meetings
Have
and
you talked to John?
I have talked to John, yes. And
What did he
he
say?
said he was gonna get around to sending out stuff ahead of time now, And he would try to get it to the people, so when you come, you can be prepared.
Right.
That's what he told.
Right. Like I said, I just got a dump of stuff there so that I will be ready. And I mentioned the other members on the planning commission will be ready too. It'll be next
Next
week.
Tuesday.
Next
Okay,
Tuesday.
because I don't think we should have to continue paying for these meetings if nothing's being done with them. I really think.
There's been, John's received 3 complaint emails and you received one. I thought you was gonna forward it to the rest of the board about progress. And I believe,
Me or him?
well, Phil got 1 email and
On what?
John got 3 different ones on
Trading it.
the email.
Oh, yeah, I've gotten where people feel that,
And for the record, John has stated, all they're gonna do on the master plan is get the wording, send it to you guys for approval, and table it. Set it aside, because then they're gonna work on the ordinance. John Enos has explained to them, if you hear it, it's on the meeting. He's explained to them that it doesn't even have to be in the master plan. He's beyond himself on why they're wasting their time on the master
and
plan,
we're paying it, yeah.
because he's just sitting here getting paid. But his words were that, what was I saying? They were gonna table it because they wanted to work on the ordinance, because they had other things in the master plan besides renewable energy that was gonna take longer.
Right.
That's what John said. That's what he recommended. That's what John said in one of the emails sent to the members or
Which I didn't
somebody.
get to read.
I know, I don't remember which email
Yeah.
it was, but that was the plan from the planning commission. As far as
Okay,
the
well, how
master
long have we got left on the current moratorium?
next,
Are you
No,
sure?
no,
We haven't, excuse me. we
no,
haven't
it'll be
until
out before your
July
next meeting.
13th,
Before our next meeting.
Correct.
when is our next meeting?
July 14th.
For the township board.
Well, obviously, they're gonna need a little more time, so let's
Right.
just make it, let's go 6 months and
I suggest 6 months.
then they'll be done, or hopefully darn close. And we could kick them in the butt a little bit, maybe get a little faster and get this done.
I just think 6 months is too long. If once
Well,
they-
maybe they don't need 6 months, but at least they got it, you know? Hopefully it only takes 2.
I mean, may I ask who the complaints were from?
Go ahead.
I was gonna be quite honest with you, I'd have to go look through my emails. I remember reading them. And I went to it, I thought, oh, okay, I gotta think about this, I did not. What? You know who they were?
I can look it up. I was one of them.
I mean, we're not,
I'll
we're in
tell
such a
you.
hurry,
You know,
we're not.
we were voted by the residents of Milan Township to take care of the residents and the
understand that.
township.
I understand my job.
But there is no urgency about this. There is no urgency.
I just think the master plan, if they can wrap it up and table it. And then we can go ahead and work on the solar and get rid of that, so that isn't a problem. Then we can go back and do the other ones.
They need to work on the solar.
It takes time, Barb. I'm sorry, they're not up to your speed.
I just sit here and watch these meetings and they say, well, they're not ready, they haven't had time to do this, it's summertime. I'm sorry.
But this is democracy at its finest.
Yeah, that's in Washington.
Or it's the messiest.
Oh,
I just think 6 months is too long to do this. Okay, if you're saying,
I make a motion, we go 6 months and then we'll look at it. then.
I'll second that.
all right, it's been moved and supported. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
I,
Motion carries. There will be a 6 months, hopefully John does get onto it, it starts pushing. The tweaking and the clarifying. Instead of dragging this out, because like I said, I'm saying I will follow the proper procedures and hopefully they progress with something that's satisfactory to everybody. So that passed, moving on to issues from board members. Bob, do you have any issues that you'd like to discuss?
Not this evening.
Barb? Well, good.
I don't know who's cutting what part of the sides of the roads, but it looks very nice.
That is Monroe County Road Commission, and they recontracted with the one we had 2 or 3 years ago because they do a very good job. They mow the main roads. Your back roads is gonna be Danny White's again with his rotary blade. But we're still trying to get some curves cut or berms cut and hopefully some ditches cleaned and stuff straightened out there. It's in the works, you know. So going on, we've got places, we got a farm up here on Petersburg, Cone Road that floods because what happened is, I can't talk, but the road commission, I feel, I'll tell you, I'm blaming them and still give them a hard time. They put in too small a culvert, they can't get into the big Milan Center drain and get rid of it. When it backs up, it doesn't let nothing else drain and it's ruining farms down the road. You get the other side of Artigo house there, hell, sometimes you get water that far over the road. So that's in discussion of getting something cleaned and I'm just kind of, I'm bugging them personally in the ear to do something with this culvert to alleviate it, so that's what's going on.
The other thing is, have we accomplished anything about the line down the center of the road?
No. But- No, but the line down the center of the road, since Janina's gone down there, I have not, they've been, a lot of projects going on, I have not bugged them properly, like I normally do, but I will be going to Monday night's meeting and it will be brought up that we need to have something done. Now, that being said, they've been up with their hot patch kettles, filling in some holes, which they missed 2 blatant obvious ones here.
Right there.
Okay,
Right there.
yeah, they're,
I hit them on the way in.
what's bad is I'll tell you the truth, I talked to them in the parking lot, I said, oh, good, there, because, yeah, we're patching kettle or hot tarring the thing, and I said, oh, great. I came back later and their truck was gone and the holes were still there.
The issue is they were just there and did the bridge.
Yeah.
Oh, this was 2 days
No,
ago.
I mean, when they did the
Oh,
bridge,
yeah.
they should have fixed it.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
thank you, sure. I'm seriously, I'm working on that big time to get at least like you said, a center line. I've been down in that nation. But I do hear talk of chip sealing this part of the road again because it's coming apart. So I don't want them to come in and paint the damn thing and then chip seal it. So I'll find out more Monday night and let everybody know that it's not forgotten. That much I can say.
On the road thing, the road's really nice. They were really moving right along now. That is aren't they?
What's
They're
the,
slowing down at your house now.
No, that
what's the
makes
average
no sense.
speed?
Oh, that's it.
I was saying, what's the average speed by your place?
225.
That's how you tell how good the road is.
I had a state cop go by the house so fast, it was.
It's just a blue street.
I can see it coming from my house, it's great.
All right, Treasurer, do you have anything else?
Yeah, everybody got this, this is the back of your tax bill. Is there, let me know if there's anything I can put on there. We'll be going out here in another 2 weeks, everybody be happy. with
Trash
the tax
thing, good.
bill.
I will get with Tracy and get a date. Well, at first, does the board want to do a fall trash day?
Oh, yes.
Okay, that's, I kind of figured that, but I'll ask it for the record.
I'll give you a trash day shortly because.
Yep,
And if you look on their payment options, First Merchant Bank no longer takes cash unless you're a merchant customer. So if you're not a First Merchant customer, and you want to go pay your taxes with cash, you can't, which is just ridiculous.
It's a ridiculous bank.
Yeah, so if you can see there where it says options in person, you can still pay cash here. I got no problem with that. Other than that, it's coming up. Sorry.
yeah, well, that's just one of the evils of love. Anybody that needs to has to turn in a summer exemption tax too, also.
Yeah.
don't they?
Deferment papers gotta come.
Okay.
That and the COVID relief money, sure would like to see that internet Wi-Fi for the township. I mean, we don't have a whole lot of anything out here, we have parks to spend it on or whatnot, you know, so you're gonna spend on roads or culverts. But it seems like the Wi-Fi for the township would be,
Rural Reach is still talking with London. And what's the other one? Rural Reach. But yeah, that's one thing. And the art one here, whatever they call it, is now certified or okay to be used for stuff like that, which originally it wasn't.
well, I think that would cover everybody, every taxpayer in the township would benefit from that, from the adults right to the kids.
But the problem is, if we put it up here on the tower, they transmit it, they bounce it off from here. People are still gonna have a monthly fee. What we need to do is get that monthly fee down where it's affordable. And how can you take that money and do what? Give every household a $20 a month credit, or how would you? Cause it's not gonna cost $70,000 to send it out. How do we distribute it? It's a problem.
You got me on that one.
Well, I'm just saying-
The only way under their rules, the way it's stated, is that if there's a fee to put that on the tower, that money could pay for that fee. And
But that's what I'm saying, we can put it up there and have the best satellite in the world coming here. But for people to get it would be $100 an hour or a day. I mean, you don't know what you know what the distribution cost is to anybody, so.
Oh, let's check into it.
Well, I've been kind of following it, but haven't.
Is it Penny's working on that over there? Why don't she-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but there's been no definitive answers yet.
Right.
Okay. Trustee Lindsay.
The bird roads, trash, I think that's it.
Okay,
Okay, can I say one thing?
yeah,
Man, okay, I've been working on a spreadsheet like you asked me to for the cemetery, the addition. And I have a spreadsheet already for all 5 sections. And all laid out, so we can put names and everything. So I got it on my computer, and I guess I can put that laptop that I use at home. And I can leave it at the hall, so if anybody, you know, wants to come in and go to the cemetery, you can take it, we've got it all laid out, and you know exactly what section and what.
okay, and not to cut you short, I talked to Dave Kravitsky today. He called me and I asked him where the copy of the file was. He's going to send us all a PDF file, which means something, I guess you could read it.
And I found one problem with our new map. Under section D or E, it's not numbered correctly. It goes from 53 to
Well, there's room for sidewalks to be put in later. We did not put in at the time. But I'll have to look at that and see, because it's a very confusing setup with them pins in the ground, let me tell you.
Because he redid because we had the confusion looking for the one for Terry Dickerson there. And those numbers weren't like our map.
Right,
And he said, oh, they redid the pins when they reset them.
and I brought her new maps.
Right,
And that's where I. thought
right.
it was.
But that's what she's saying. And so we'll just have to go look, because it might be one of those spots where they left. again.
Okay, okay.
But
Well, you're gonna be
we'll have
getting-
to look, but
You're gonna be getting one tomorrow, a PDF file sent to you with all of it on a sheet, so you can bring it up and you can look at Rice Cemetery New Edition and pick the rest of the spot, I guess.
Then why did you ask me to do that? No program.
Well, you told me a couple months ago she was gonna give you a GPS thing, but we didn't have it. And as you were adding them into the books, I said, we might as well put it on a spreadsheet so we can keep it. Anybody can go up and look and say, and I'm computer illiterate, but column A has got John Doe in section C1, and that's why I said do it. But now, like I said, he told me today, I said, where's this copy of the GPS? And if I can send it to you in a PDF file, that's good, so send it, so we should be getting it tomorrow.
And I thought it was doing for all the cemeteries. Somebody tell the church.
Well, let's do one cemetery at a time, because I just spent probably 5 hours over at Rice looking for, in the last week, for 3 separate graves to get right that are not marked, and you know what they are, you come down, you look, oh, grade 70 to 90, there's no names. Okay, that's beside John Doe, that must be so-and-so, and you have to. So that's why I was saying to you, if you sell that certificate, put it on a column.
I have it.
Okay, that's why I brought it. Well, you asked me why I had you do it, that's why, because it's safe. Okay,
I want to thank Barb for planting those flowers out there. They look very nice.
yeah, I watched it, she got her hands dirty and everything. Kevin, anything?
yeah,
Staff.
two things. ID cards went out. I got mine in the mail. They're having some issues with, just like when the state sent out the applications to everybody. Some people are still in the system that shouldn't be. So you might have got some ID cards at your house from somebody that's not there. So if you get them, let us know so we can follow the process to get them removed. And bathroom ceiling fell in. So
Big time fella.
do you want me to just patch it for now and then you guys look to get somebody to,
Well,
I haven't really looked to see the main.
I was say, how involved is it? Do you got enough going on with the elections and everything? Well,
Yeah, before that, but
well, do you wanna deal with it?
well, I'll patch it, but I don't want to do the drywall to fix it.
Well, that room is not used, it's been,
Well, I'm just gonna,
just patch it and clean up the floor.
I
I
wanted
mean,
to see the cause first, or, determine why it
yeah,
is,
good,
because,
good point. Roof leak or something, but
right, because
it caved
you
in.
don't want to fix it without.
Well, because it's a repair job, I'm gonna make a motion to have you see how extensive it is, and if you're interested, and if, personally, if a patch will save it, we don't need to have a nice drywall roof for nothing. So. Board agree with me?
Yes.
Okay. Now, we got time for public, I've said everything I was gonna say.
John's here.
Oh, yeah. Hi, John, Staff. Do you have anything to say? Right.
We have a meeting next week and we'll be working on the master plan and the ordinances.
And they extended the moratorium to another 6 months. Yes, she did.
All right, back to public comment. I know Mr. Benicki's sitting here. And he waited patiently throughout the night.
Well, I enjoy it because this is my sixth township meeting I've been to. And yours is pretty calm. I mean, there's some pretty wild ones. But I'm Dale Benicki. I'm a lifelong resident of Maybe. I'm running for the House of Representatives, the 31st District. Your little township here is in the 31st District with redistricting. It turns out now you're in with 10 other townships. It runs all the way from Ida, all the way to Belleville, Metro Airport, Romulus, Willow Run. Right, if you follow the center of the county of Monroe County and Wayne County, some roads on each side. It's huge. Yeah, there's 93,000 residents. I bit off a little bit more than I thought I would get. When I got into this, my daughters tried to talk me out of it, but that didn't work very good because I never listened anyway. So.
They listen to you about as well as they, or you listen to them like they listen to you. Huh?
And I never listened to my dad either. He didn't listen to me, so it's in our DNA not to do stuff like that.
Tradition carries on.
It carries on. But I wanted to tell you that I'm a retired owner-operator truck driver, 45 years I was in the business. And I saw a lot of road work, did a lot of road work. I hauled cement right up Dundee Cement over here till that shut down. And then we went over to, well, lowered operations. Then we moved to St. Mary's Cement, Detroit. So any road or runway or anything that's built, major road that's been built in Southeast Michigan, I had a hand in it. And, but I wasn't in the position to say what was going on. I just was the fly on the wall. I observed everything. And I took notes and I saw a lot of stuff that shouldn't be going on that I think I can bring to the table and help reduce the cost of road building and call out some of the stuff I saw and make it available to the people that are in charge and landfill the money. I don't know if they'll listen to me or not, but I'm gonna give it a good try. I had nothing to lose. I got a pension, I got Social Security. I stepped into this to help my neighbors, help the people down here. I know I'm gonna be a lifelong politician. If I get 2 years in and they kick me out, I'm fine. I still got my retirement stuff. But I want to work for the people here. This isn't a thing that I'm doing it for money or for the retirement or none of that. I already got that. I'm already working with this. I've been, if you haven't figured it out already, I'm a conservative Republican. I've been endorsed by the Michigan Right to Life and a couple other ones here. The Michigan Freedom Network, which is a government or is an organization which wants more transparency in government, wants to lower our taxes, wants to lower regulation. And the other one is the Great Lakes Education Project, which is about the same thing. Get into the schools, see what's going on there, where the money's going, who's doing what. And I've been digging into it a little bit. It's a scary thing, really, really scary. And they promote everything from charter schools to homeschooling to transparency in all the schools. We want to make sure that our money, our tax dollars being set, first of all, that the children are being properly educated. I'm seeing all this money going in and it's not showing where the grades are going up or their abilities are any better. I'm a big proponent of CTE programs. My wife works in Monroe High. She's one of the people that's in charge of the CTE program. That's, if you don't know what that is, that's career training. We've got welding programs over there and nursing programs. So some of these kids are leaving high school doing $60,000 a year jobs to start in welding. So I'm a big proponent of that. Not everybody needs to go to college. I went to college for 2 years and waste time for the college and me. But really, I think it's a good program and we're going to try. I mentioned it to the people. I don't know if you have trouble down here in this township getting firemen. Because of the regulations, I've been to several fire departments already. They're starting to have a hard time getting recruits because of the time involved in training and stuff. I talked to the lady at Monroe High in charge of CTE about maybe starting some kind of small program to get kids involved in that. Looking like something like that might happen. And we're talking about it. They tried to get me to be a truck driver instructor over there. I said, ooh. When I say retired, I'm semi-retired because once the farmers found out I was available, I've been hauling tomatoes, corn, and all that kind of stuff. So, like I say, I'm semi-retired. I'd like to get out of the truck and but being an ex-trucker, I'd like to go Lansing and take a load off your mind. So thank you.
Appreciate it.
Good luck.
Yep, good luck. Oh, it is, because I'll say it on Zoom, public record. Milan schools needs to be investigated for their transparency. It's been going on. They've received a lot of money from Nexus and that's just not being distributed properly. And Holly Foley, or she's running, and she's a big advocate for it. You're right about the schools. It's pretty scary what's going on. All right, done with that, issues board will supervise the public, staff, and then I should go forward and share.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, I did not get my voter's ID card. I just want to let the clerk know that. I want to thank the Milan Fire Department and Phil for coming out on Sunday. We had a little deal going on. And then I'm glad to hear that the moratorium is at least 6 months. I think it's very important and we're talking about the future. Why can't we get copies so that we can follow along with you guys?
These copies,
Yeah,
well, the agenda is on, the only thing we've got.
I mean, I can help out. If
No,
you
no,
want me to
what-
come
what-
down.
What do you want?
Everything is
I want
available.
the copy of the treasurer report, whatever you guys have. Just so that we can.
We used to
follow.
always have. copies.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
We can start making them, yes.
The
Okay,
word copies over there, I made a few.
well, sometimes
Sometimes
they're
they're
out
out
of
of
date, yeah.
well, that can be, that's an easy one, got it.
Can run those off.
That should be.
Yeah, I mean, that would be really great.
Well, we
helpful
used to.
for all of us.
I tried to do that.
Because we have a job that we all want to finish, right? And if we all can work together and make sure that we all have the same information, that's transparency too, so that we can all work together and get this done.
Well, that was a simple one, we got that one.
All right. And then, okay, the copies, and then, who was the other complaints?
I just have to look them up.
So one was you.
Yeah, I knew that because I did it, but I think the red was one.
Yeah.
I
The letter talked about,
I don't know if it goes back. I don't think I have it on here.
well, mine, it wasn't read because she complained to me about the cement and the road on Crow Road too.
Oh,
It
right,
was all in the same, it wasn't read, so
right.
somebody washed out the cement truck.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that was another story, you're right,
Okay,
yes.
all right, and, thank you.
You're welcome. Cheryl,
So I just wanted
state
to,
your name.
Cheryl Majors,
Thank you.
Milan Township. I just wanted to mention when, at the planning commission, Mr. Enos had stated that the thing, all the processes that he sees us doing with the ordinance takes a lot of time. I mean, he said this could be months, by the time it goes here, by the time it goes there, he said, this is time consuming, we can't do this in just 2 months or 3 months, he said, it's gonna run on. So
You're talking about the master plan.
I'm talking about what Mr. Enos
The whole
said.
planning commission process.
So, I mean, he's the one that stated, and John can verify that.
Yep. It's gonna take time and we can keep extending it like this, just to throw a 1 year or 2 year out there, let's keep going at the rate we are, hopefully. Things will break one way or another, win, lose or draw and proceed. Amicably.
I mean, I agree that it's taking a lot of time, but you wanna be thorough and you wanna address each one of the steps with that, so it's not like you don't accomplish a lot in that 2 hours. You walk away and say, we didn't get much done, but you also wanna address every issue.
That's it. Thanks, Shep. Tim,
What's that extend out to if needed for the 6 months? Does that take to the end of the year or?
well, this is
Yeah.
June, so 6 months later,
But the moratorium, the original moratorium doesn't end until July, correct?
Right.
So does it start today, 6 months, or
That's
from the
my
end of
question.
the original ordinance?
I would say when it expired,
You
then it
didn't
would
expect
have.
6 more
In
months?
We
July.
didn't specify.
I,
Sure.
that's, I would
That's why I
think,
was assuming, I just wanted to double check.
That's
I
what
would
I'm
think.
It is an add-on
Okay.
to let you expire on the current one. Steph,
Just to kind of piggyback on, sorry, Stephanie Kozar, just to piggyback kind of what Cheryl just said, is that, you know, in light of transparency with the board and the planning commission, I just really want to urge everybody to let the planning commission take their time, because
we don't kind of want a repeat of what happened with the original ordinance where people found out, they kind of felt a little slighted, not enough transparency. So I don't want us to rush things, or you guys to rush things and kind of put us back with, I think we're all gaining each other's trust back again. And by allowing the planning commission and the planner to work together to make sure the ordinance is done appropriately for the entire township of Milan Township, not just, a select few. I think that is really, really important. So I just want to put that out there.
Appreciate your comment.
Thank you.
And Mark,
Yeah, Mark Mogi, Milan Township. We talked about the Cooper Road Bridge, putting culvert back in there. I don't know what's going on with that.
nothing, because right now, that's one of the things where you talked about the Wi-Fi and ARCA money. The other townships, we haven't really gotten, was gonna try to work with them, and get a contractor to come and give us a bid on doing more than one kind of a bulk rate. Right now, none of the contractors are really responding to too much, because they got so many things, they're cleaning ditches. It's been a wet fall, that everybody's got, or wet spring. Backwards, but it's not forgotten yet. It's just, it got slid to the back burner unintentionally.
No, I know. I just want to make sure.
But like I said, Monday night, I'm gonna be real popular, and I'm sure with, they just go, oh, when I show up.
And then I guess the last question I got is with this ordinance officer we're gonna get. Instead of having consumer complaints,
Complaint driven.
why don't they just pay him to drive around the township, look around? I mean, that would be.
Next that time.
And I'll tell you what happened about that, is why it went to a complaint driven. Is because there was some people, and this goes back 15, 20 years. Local businesses and people had stuff, and one was mad at them. And so John Doe's got all that crap out there, and then the next guy says, well, so does Kevin, and went out there, there was a gum wrapper in the yard, but it was all because they were having a neighbor of Hatfield McCoy feud. Right. So that's when it got changed to complaint driven. Let's see how this works. Quite honestly, if you get a couple of the places cleaned up, if there is a bad one, hopefully it'll fall into the spot where there's no bad ones that you gotta enforce, and then they can drive around. We could loosen
It just seems like it's getting worse and worse and worse. Every neighborhood's got more and more and more crap piled up. Sharon, I don't know, she lives right across the street from one.
yeah, that's what I said, let's
Yeah,
do that, so.
I know he does too.
All right, it's 5 minutes per person, you change your term, but I'm gonna bend the rule quick.
Real quick, if you got an enforcement officer sitting in the office over here not doing anything, he should be driving around looking around. I mean, what, you're paying him to, you
Yeah.
might as well get him out there on the road, right?
At least just be needs.
I don't disagree with that, like I said, it's the part about the complaint driven until we straighten out. Hey, this is like the zoning thing, we're going back to it, trying to figure out, this is something we've never had to deal with or issue with. It just gets now.
I just, I know they are working on the Milwaukee Bridge, didn't know if there was any update on that.
Fall opening.
I just like to know that they're working, I just like seeing.
Yeah, well, they removed the beam, but you know, they can't replace, you can't replace a 30-foot beam that's there until you tear it out and measure it to make sure it's 30 feet.
Oh, gosh.
Then after you order it, because it's 30 feet and you order it, it has to be cut and built to send to you, which takes another 2 months. But it's still 30 feet. But it's- Anyway.
All's better than a year, so.
I am going to call for adjournment if everybody is acceptable with that. Moved and supported, all in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign, adjourned, thank you folks for attending. And we'll keep plugging away.
Hi.